Okay, so let us. So is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I am audible too. Okay, no. Okay, so let us start. Yeah, a little bit, and then we'll. So this is again very important. Let me explain you this. So let me. I can take the pen. Yes. Okay. So some guidelines. This will be very useful. You can write down this also. So whenever you are forming questionnaire, some guidelines for constructing questions, right? What should be the question? Some guidelines. This will be very useful when you are writing a questionnaire, right? So questionnaire design, a little, I will take another 20, another say 25 minutes. Then I will move to different topic. So this is very important to understand. So avoid, first guideline is that avoid complexity, right? Use simple conversational language, the language which, a person who is, suppose you want to do some study with a retailers of, retailers in some, with retailers. Now, retailers may not understand some very, jargon that is used in the corporate world, right? So you should use some simple language which even a retailer, a retail shop owner, or a layman or a common person or the your respondents can understand, right? So you should use simple conversational language, number one. Number two, I will give you this example, this one example. Avoid leading and loaded questions, right? Any idea what is a leading question, leading and loaded question? Any idea? Yes. What is a leading and loaded question? Any idea?
No, sir, no idea.
Okay. See, I just give you an example. Generally, see, as you know, human beings are social animals. So there are some answers that people try to give, respondents try to give on the basis of their social desirable norms. It is called socially desirable. What is expected, right? Uh, so just I will write a question this. So suppose you give a question of this sort. I feel capable of handling myself. I feel capable. I am giving one example so that you can understand. Although the writing is very bad, I understand. I feel capable of handling myself, of handling myself in most social situation, in most social social, social situations. I understand the handwriting is very bad. So I feel capable of handling myself in most social, situations. So you give two options: agree, disagree. Agree, disagree. So first of all, this is a dichotomous question, as you can understand. Either people will say agree or will people say disagree. right? So this is a dichotomous question, but see this question. I feel capable of handling myself in most social situation, right? Or suppose you give a question, suppose you want to see that how the employee can adjust with the organization. Suppose I feel capable of adjusting myself with the organization culture. This sort of question is called a leading or loading questions. Or obviously people will generally say, maximum people will say yes, right? I agree. So this is an example of leading and loaded question, where you are asking some social desirable or organizational desirable question, right? Every people will say yes, I am capable of handling myself in most social situations, right? Or yes, I feel capable of adjusting myself with the, suppose you are doing on organizational culture, HR, right? Yesterday, so organizational culture or leadership or productivity, employee productivity, you want to see the organizational culture and how organizational culture is increasing the productivity. If the organizational culture is good, is the productivity good? Is the productivity increased? Or with the leadership, with the leadership with the leadership, is the productivity increased? So my two leadership style, rather say, right? Suppose, as you know, that organizational productivity will vary depending on the what is the leadership of the organizations, who is the leader, that also affects, right? So Ratan Tata is the leader, he was the leader actually in the Tata group, and see the Tata group has grown to a the one of the greatest height, right? So we say, suppose you want to do some study with some organization and we want to see the effect of leadership style on organization productivity, right? Up you want to see that organizational leadership, does the leadership style affect the organizational productivity, or there is no relation? ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो कोई भी लीडर हो प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ेगा ही नहीं, राइट? सो यू वांट टू टेस्ट दिस hypothesis, right? That, or you want to like this. So this sort of question is called leading and loaded question. That means where this question, just if you see that I feel capable of handling the social situations, always obviously people will say yes, I agree, right? If I ask you a question, right, do you respect your father? How many of you will say no? Yes. Do you respect your father? This is my question. How many will say no in a socially social desirable norms? I think 99% or 95% will say yes, I agree, right? This is called a leading or loaded questions, right? So where I am forcing the question, say the respondent is not wrong, the researcher is wrong. This sort of question should not be asked. Is it clear? Have you got this point?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah. Please tell me if you don't get any point. I will give another example or try my level best. So these are very complicated things actually you have to think of. So as I told you, questionnaire designing take 2 months minimum. Why? You will now you will understand that. See, if this sort of question are asked, your research will be affected. Savi yes kar denge, then you are nowhere. You are nowhere. Your research is gone. So be very careful. Don't put any leading or loaded question. Never put, right? सभी yes बोल दिया, इसमें variability क्या होगा? 0. If variance is 0, then there is nothing to take research, because in Likert scale what we are seeing the variability. हम variance check करते हैं. We check the variance, whether my data is varying. Suppose you like a BRM class अगर सभी ने yes बोल दिया, some should say no, ना. So so that should be thing, that should be the thing. There should be some variance, there should be some degree of variance. Some may like very much, some may like little less, and this. So variance should be there in any study. If there is no variance, no result is going to come. Your research is gone in vain. So these things you have to understand. That's why it take 2 months actually. So I'm going into greater details because all of you are doing projects. So but rest topic I will take a bit less time, but this is very important. Okay. Avoid ambiguity. Next is avoid ambiguity. Be as specific as possible. Avoid ambiguity. Just like this one. Suppose I write, what is your income? I give this thing. This is 10K. Okay, this is 10K. 10K to, say again, let us take this. Already very so even you should not do like this. 10K to 20K. 20K to 30K. 30. Just for example, 30 to 40. Generally, we make this sort of mistake, but this should not be done actually. 40 to 50. And above 50, say above 50,000, I make another. But what mistake have I made? Can anybody tell me?
Sir, below 10.
Okay, okay, very good, excellent, excellent. I make another, less than 10. Or below 10, okay, as you say, less than 10. Still, I am having some mistakes. See, can anybody tell me? Yeah, are you getting? Suppose, now see, suppose somebody is earning just 20,000, exactly 20,000. Where will he tick? Tell me.
20 to
Why not here? He can tick here also.
So third one, 20K to 30K.
Yeah, that is
sir,
good.
10K to 20K means sir वो 19,999.
Yeah, very good. So we should not write in this way. We should write this say 19,999. Better to avoid any confusion, right? So you should be, so ambiguity, कोई भी ambiguity रहना नहीं चाहिए. Suppose मैं 20K, if I would have written 20K, person could have ticked here, जिसका 20K है, यहाँ पे भी tick कर सकते हैं, right? So I am not getting the actual. See, research means to get. Research does not mean just write some question, get the answer, do data collection. It's not that easy. Research means actually capture the reality, right? So if you want to capture the reality, you have to be very, there should not be, you should avoid ambiguity. There should not, you should be specific, very specific, right? As possible. Suppose in a profession, right? I am asking a question, what is your profession? Then I write 4 professions, right? Suppose I write, just let me write, that is taking huge time, but suppose 4 profession. Are you a government employee? Government employee, private employee? Yeah. Or say self-employed, like this I make, or housewives, whatever be, or retired, like this. So we should make all the, be very specific so that all my respondents are covered, right? Retired, everything should be there in the profession. Different, we need to include all the categories. So I think this is clear. Let us take the next. I am trying to give one example for each so that you understand better. Yeah, next is very important. Never do this. Never do this. Avoid double-barreled items. Any idea what is a double-barreled item? What is a double-barreled item?
Sir, these are those questions that contain more than one value, but answer can be given for one. For example, like I can give an example like how is the taste and appearance of the pancakes? So both of the items are included,
Yes.
but answer can be given for one.
Yeah, very good. So suppose I ask a question. I am doing a healthcare study and I ask, do you feel our hospital emergency room is clean and comfortable? I am writing in short actually. Do you, suppose in a patient survey in a hospital, right? This is a patient survey. Feel, do you feel our handwriting is very, I understand, hospital. Do you feel our hospital, okay, I'm writing in short, our hospital emergency room, okay, or hospital, any room, say hospital room is oh, is clean and comfortable. Suppose I ask this question, right? Are you getting? I am also telling you the question. If you cannot read my handwriting, do you feel our hospital? I am asking the patients to my respondents are patient of say hospital XYZ. So do you feel our hospital room is clean and comfortable? This is my question. I give say yes or say no. It is a dichotomous question, yes or no. Now tell me, is this a correct question? Yes, please respond.
No, sir.
No sir.
Yeah.
No, no.
Why not?
सर क्योंकि क्वेश्चन तो एक्चुअल में दो हैं और मगर आंसर सिर्फ एक के लिए है.
Excellent, excellent, Daksh, excellent. Suppose he says yes in this question. What does this mean? Clean hai? It is clean and comfortable both. Suppose the respondent did not mean, respondent found it clean. So he has written yes. But maybe the cases may be like this. The respondent find both clean and comfortable and written yes. Or suppose, but it is only clean, it is not comfortable in reality. But he is bound to write yes here because clean to hai, comfortable nahi hai. Maybe waiting room में कोई सोफा नहीं है या टेबल नहीं है या कुछ अच्छा फर्नीचर नहीं है. But he is finding cleaning हो गया है. He will write yes. But actually, this sort of question is confusing. So you should make two questions here. This is called a double-barreled question. इसमें clean और comfortable दोनों एक साथ नहीं पूछना. We should not ask clean and comfortable. We should make another question and we will ask. So two questions should be asked. Question one, do you feel our hospital room is clean? Question mark. Yes, no. Number two, do you feel our hospital room is comfortable? Do you feel our doctors are cordial? Do you feel our OT is having all the equipment? So different, clean, single question, short questions, one item question, right? Even if he writes yes to this question, we won't be understand easily that he is telling clean or comfortable or both clean and comfortable. So this is called a double-barreled question. So try to avoid double-barreled question. So let me, yeah. So I think we have enough done of questionnaires. A little bit and then I will move to the next topic. Yeah, so don't make this, avoid making assumptions. Don't make any assumptions that the that the reviewer that the respondent knows this or don't know. We should not make any assumptions. Avoid burdensome questions that may tax the respondent's memory. Already I talked about this, right? Generally in brand recall, this happens, right? In brand recall, people ask question, can you recall that advertisement? I mean, though when it happened 2 months early, how can the person recall, right? It's very difficult, which brand. So the question should be asked in a different fashion, So what actually the person, the respondent is not lying here. And if he cannot remember, he will write it somewhere. That is the human tendency actually. Your that's a human tendency rather, right? Suppose if you ask me 1 month before, what you took in the breakfast, I don't remember, but you have given me 4 options, so I will tick somewhere, maybe. So that is the human psychology. So it should be avoided. So avoid burdensome questions that may tax the respondent's memory, right? It's not that deliberately he or she is lying, right? Your question framing is wrong. Our question framing is wrong. Make very, very important, and this is the $1,000,000 point. Please remember, make certain questions generate variance. If there is no variance, your study is, sometimes students do this actually. Whenever the students are given to, mark a question, a Likert scale, 30 questions. Suppose here there are 30 questions. Question 1, question 2. I am telling you the practical problems, what happens actually. Question 3, 30 questions, Likert scale. Strongly agree, strongly disagree, little what agree, neither agree nor disagree, agree, somewhat agree, strongly disagree. So 5-point scale is here. What students do, generally students, what they do, all five, agree, all 30 questions agree, and your research is finished there. Your research is finished. Why? Can anybody tell me? Have you understood my question? Have you understood this question? There are 30 questions, and all the 30 questions, suppose the respondent has given strongly disagree, then it's very difficult to understand. There is no variance, right? In a 5-point scale, he has ticked all 30 questions. So that means he has not read properly. So I will tell you techniques how to deal with such respondents, or how to understand who are the respondents who have read and who have not read. As a researcher, we can point out that respondent. Yes, this is a respondent who has not read. Tick, 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 tick. 2 minutes. 5, 30 questions. All disagree. He has not read. So no variance. No variance. If there is no variance, no result. And research is gone. Very nice. So now we need to be fast. We are taking, I think, okay. So what is the best question sequence? There are various types. Okay. Number 1 is order bias. Funnel technique, filter question, pivot question. Right. So they are the four techniques of best sequence. In what sequence the question should be asked. So bias caused by the influence of, what is order bias? Bias caused by the influence of earlier questions in a questionnaire, or by an answer position in a set of answers. So the sequence is very important, number 1. Number 2, funnel technique. So what is a funnel technique? Asking general questions before specific questions in order to obtain unbiased responses. So what is general? Suppose you are doing a study on the happiness, right? Happiness index in the marital life, right? Suppose you have chosen 400 couples and you are doing a study. Some group can take this happiness index, right? Of of some people, happiness index of people, social sort of research you are doing, and then there you are asking questions. You should ask questions in sequence. That is called funnel. So first you will first you can ask the question, how is your life, right? Is your life? And then you ask, what about your married life, right? How many kids do you have, and all those things. So make a sequence, make a funneling sort of approach. First the broader question, then the specific questions related to that, right? So broader questions, how is your life? Then how is your married life? How many kids? What is the relation with your wife? What is this, that? You can ask several questions to understand his or her married life. But first question should be this, just like work-life balance, right? First you should ask whether you are working. First question kya hona chahiye, right? Suppose work-life balance, right? Work-life balance, you are doing study on work-life balance. So you should ask that in which organization you are working. No, not working with any organization. So your research end there for that respondent. He is not working, so he is not your respondent, because your research is on work-life balance. And if the person is not working, so he or she is not eligible to be a respondent in your study, right? Am I clear? So funneling technique, ask some broader question and then ask some specific questions. So from broad, so asking general questions before specific questions in order to obtain unbiased responses. Right? Number three, sorry, filter question. What is a filter question? A question that screens our respondents who are not qualified to answer a second question. As I also, filter question and funnel are a bit interrelated actually. So just like filtering question, first you should ask a question, right? Suppose you want to know how is the HR policy of the organization. So first you should ask a general question, then you ask what are the perks, what benefits, whether they are giving you some bonus sort of thing, or whether they are giving you some vacation, okay, whether they are you giving incentives. First you understand, are you happy with the salary, what is your overall happiness of the salary, then go for the small elements. So filter. First you see, do a filtering of question, filtering of respondent also. Pivot question. Pivot. What is a pivot question? Any idea? What is a pivot question? What is a pivot question?
सर जैसे ये वाले जो क्वेश्चन होते हैं, if yes why.
Yes, very good. Any example? Give one example so that all can understand.
सर कोई भी क्वेश्चन हो सकता है, जैसे whether you have given CAT for the entrance exam, yes or no, if yes why, if no why. मतलब किसी क्वेश्चन में भी yes और no लगा के yes का रीजन, या सर जैसे ट्रू और फॉल्स होता है पेपर में आता है कई बार, if true why, if false give reason.
Excellent, very correct, you are very correct. Yeah, you are very correct, but I will give just one example. Suppose people see why you have to carefully. Suppose if there is a female employee and you asked her age, very risky, she will not respond to your question. Okay, so asking age for female, it's not it's a good it's no good gesture also. Should not never do it. Just like asking income for males also, not only male female, nothing with male female, but general there is, if you see country like India, we don't try to reveal our income actually. So there, in case, what you can do, you can first ask a question, is your income above 50,000? First question. 50K, Okay, first ask the question. Then, if yes, then is it above 75K? Right? See, previously हमने एक वो बना दिया था 10 to 20, 20 to 30 एक ब्रैकेट बना दिया था. उसमें भी maybe they don't reply. So you can do like this. What is your income above 50K, 50,000? If yes, then the question, is it above 75K? And if no, then is it less than 25K? Right? So by asking this sort of question, again we can generate the range. Right? Dekho, see, we are not asking directly giving the range. The respondent might having some objection in that. They might not respond to you. So better way, you can ask in a pivot question. This is called a pivot question, a filter question used to determine which version of the second question will be asked. Right? So the respondents who will say yes, my income is above 50,000, my next question will be, is it above 75,000? If he says no, then what I can derive? It is between 50 and 75K. But if he says no, my income is not above 50,000, my income is less than 50,000, then my next question will be, is it less than 25K? If he or she says yes, that means his or her income is between 0 to 25K. Otherwise, if he says no, I am above 25K, that means he or she is earning between 25 to 50K. See, so many alternative tools are there to ask a question. First, क्या कर सकते हो आप? In how many ways you can ask income? Number one, what is your income? Dash. Number one. Number two. Number two, you give a range, 10 to 20K, 20 to 30K, 30 to 40K, you give range, right? Then number three, you can ask a pivot question also. Three options are there. Is it clear?
Sir, can you please repeat the filter question part again?
Filter one. Acha, filter or pivot?
No, sir.
Pivot or
It is
filter?
clear.
Filter one, no? Filter.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. Filter. Okay. See, I have one example also. Yeah. See, I think you understand, no? Third party. Generally, in an organization, there is a third party who provide insurance, right? Suppose for ICFI group, there is a company who provides insurance, right? Medical insurance, right? XYZ company. So first, we need to ask the HR manager that suppose some company does not provide, medical insurance to the employees. So first, our filtering question will be that suppose you are doing a study on the third party insurance given to the corporates. That is your research topic. So your research topic is third party insurance, but you cannot directly ask who is the third party, or not like that. So first, your question will be that do you provide third party this one insurance, or do you provide at all? Do you provide insurance, medical insurance to the employee? Medical insurance provide ही नहीं करते हैं किसी company. Or and I am asking, do you use third party, or you are having some other parties to provide the so first, this is called a filtering question. पहले मैंने उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को फिल्टर कर लिया जो थर्ड पार्टी इंश्योरेंस देता है, मेडिकल इंश्योरेंस देता है. उसके बाद तो मैं पूछूंगा ना कि कौन सा थर्ड पार्टी. Are you getting who asked this question? Very good question actually. Shivani, who are you?
Yes, sir, Shivani.
Shivani, yes, very good question. So see, these are the question. So whenever you are designing a question, you should be having in your mind, मुझे funnel technique पूछना है, मुझे filter question पूछना है, मुझे pivot question पूछना है, मुझे leading loaded question नहीं पूछना है. I need not give ambiguous question. I did not give leading questions. I need not make it complex. I need not make it certain questions generate variance, right? So I need not give questions which will be taxing. So 1 year before there was IPL, and you are asking during the IPL which brand was you liked most, or which brand you can recall. Almost after 6 months. So that won't make much sense, no? So these are some guidelines. I think questionnaire I have taken almost 2 hours, so I don't know how you. Okay. Oh. Okay. A little bit, and then I will move to my next topic. So what is the best layout? So these are very easy. I will give you the slide. You can read. Because I have the operational part actually I have finished for questionnaire, which you will require to design your questionnaire. Any question now? Now they are very small. Only I will take 5-10 minutes for questionnaire, and then I will move to next topic. So any question regarding questionnaire? You can ask. Yes. Any question? Okay, so I think I have gone to great extent so that you understand. So now I will be a little bit faster. So what is the best layout? So there are traditional thing. Traditional means multiple grid question. So what is a multiple grid question? It is several similar questions arranged in a grid format. Grid, right? Like this. In a Likert scale, in a grid, we ask the 5 questions. So the title, the title of a questionnaire should be phrased carefully, right? Questionnaire. Suppose when you are giving the questionnaire to the respondent, what should you keep in mind? That there should be, number 1, to capture the respondent's interest, underline the importance of research. You should mention, this is the research I am going to do. This is the reason why I am doing. This is the reason that I have given you the question, and this sort of you can ask. Number 2, emphasizing the interesting nature of the study. You can say this is a suppose first time in India you are doing. This is the first time research I am doing. And so the respondent will be very happy. First time ho raha hai. This is happening first time in India. So he or she will be very interested, right? So emphasize the interesting nature, or this is the study is interesting because it has done in UK, but it has not done in India. First time I am doing, right? So naturally they will be interested, right? Appeal to appeal to respondents' ego, right? So you can tell something that why you have chosen him or her as the respondent, okay? Specifically when you are going to higher level, employees like the CEO, MD, Vice President. Emphasize the confidential nature of the study. Also mention, somebody just become very skeptical that why should I take here? This questionnaire will go to my boss. My boss will see. Suppose, are you happy with your salary? You are asking to some employee and you are taking that to his boss, his or her boss. So he will always lie. Yes, I am happy. Whether he is getting 50,000 or 50, 10, 20,000, 30,000, whatever he is getting, he'll be very, skeptical. Kya ye mera boss ke paas to this will. So you will tell, yes, this is confidential. I am doing only study. For study purpose, I am not going to your organization and show these data. These are very practical things you will understand when you will start your live project. Now, to not bias the respondent in the same way that a leading question might. So don't create a bias, right? Yeah, this I think this I can skip because I have explained you so many examples. This is just a flow of questions. How the flow. So already I have this is a work life school example. Just I will quickly run through quickly, right? So this is this questionnaire is for what? Work school balance for university students, right? Students who work as well as study. So any one of you work also here? I think all of you are full time, so nobody is working. No? Anybody working here in this class? Nobody is working. So very good. So are you, so first, how will you do the questionnaire? Are you currently in school? School means it may be MBA school actually. So are you currently in school? No. Your research end. Research end. School में ही नहीं है. Is not doing any MBA, nothing. घर में बैठा है. इसको क्वेश्चन देके कोई फायदा नहीं. और इसके लिए कोई चेन आगे 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 पूछना ही नहीं है इनसे. Yes, he is going to school. Are you currently employed? See the flow of the questionnaire, sequence of the questionnaire, right? First, so you cannot first ask this first question. Okay, so what is the flow? Are you currently employed? No. Suppose no, your research will end. Here they have given some, some sort of research you can do with this person also, but actually this is ending because my research is on work life or work school balance. That means a person should work and the person should study MBA. If he is not doing either of it, he is not my respondent, right? If yes, if he is working and if he is studying and if he is working, then he becomes my respondent. Then are you full time? Are you part time? He may do a part time job. You can start. Many of the second year students are doing part time, MBA part time projects. So are you part time or are you full time? Next question. Next series of question on your current experiences regarding. Then you ask the question and you end the survey. So this is the sequence. Yeah. So I think enough. Okay, internet question, I am not going this. So we are almost done with questionnaire. So any question regarding questionnaire? Questions regarding questionnaire? Yes, Daksh.
Sir, clear है sir.
I think it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can you now design a questionnaire for your live project?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. So my 2
सर
hours.
मेरा एक जनरल क्वेश्चन है. जब
Yeah, please ask.
क्वेश्चनियर प्रिपेयर करेंगे.
Who is this? Please
सर
mention.
शिवानी. सर
Shivani, yes.
सर जब हम क्वेश्चनियर प्रिपेयर करेंगे तो उसमें हमें लाइक क्वेश्चनियर के जो मेथड होगा लाइक डाइकोटोमस हमने लिया तो उसमें हमें यूनिफॉर्मिटी रखनी पड़ेगी या हम लाइक मिक्स कर सकते हैं.
No, you can mix. Yes.
Mix.
See, I am telling you that how many types of question are there, what should you keep in your mind, right? You are free to use in a questionnaire, you can use dichotomous, you can use multiple response, you can use you can use open-ended, close-ended, both in a questionnaire. There is no harm, but sequence should be correct, right?
Okay, sir.
Very good question. Any doubt, please ask. Because post midterm, you have all the groups will start designing the questionnaire. Before data collection, now you understand that before going for data collection, obviously the questionnaire should be in your hand. Otherwise, you cannot collect data. So the first task that you have to do after midterm, not before midterm, you have to design your questionnaire, right? Then you will collect data, then data coding, editing, processing, and then data analysis. Data analysis will take 2 hours. I can do within 2 hours for each group. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Akansha, any question?
No, sir. Clear.
No question is very dangerous. I think you have understood all, no?
Yes, sir. Understood. I have started the project as well. Understood.
Very good, very good. So all of you, now you can start. See, these days I was waiting for this questionnaire thing because until and unless I cover questionnaire, it does not make sense actually. So now you should start your live project, and it should be live. You should, although there is corona, I understand, but try to go to some organization to collect data, or you can collect data from retailer, from mall. We can do some mall intercept study, right? So we'll discuss in the Wednesday class, in the mentorship class. Okay, so let me start another small topic. Not much time left. See, this was the heart actually, questionnaire and scaling. These are the two, scale and questionnaire. So we have finished the majority of our syllabus. Rest all are very simple. Only I will give you and you can just study. Okay, nothing great, but still we have to study. So scaling and questionnaire is clear or not? No. Scaling and questionnaire. Clear? So let us now, we are almost through with our syllabus. Pre-midterm syllabus, not post-midterm. Yeah, so let us move to our next topic. These are very easy topic. I will not take much time. Yeah, our next topic is what is survey research? What is survey research, right? So what is a survey? Some of you are telling me what is a survey. Can anyone explain what is a survey? Yes, Shivani, what is a survey?
So we can say survey is kind of research, like if a company is facing some.
Sir,
What, one by one, please. Wait. I think it is Daksh. No? Daksh, please complete. Shivani, complete. Yes, Shivani.
सर लाइक हमने जो केस स्टडी की थी उसमें जो हाइपर मार्केट वाली थी तो उसमें
Yeah.
कंपनीज अपना कस्टमर लूज कर रहे थे तो उसके रिगार्डिंग उन्होंने सर्वे कंडक्ट किया था विद द हेल्प ऑफ क्वेश्चनियर सो दैट इज
Very good, very good, very good. Yes, Daksh. I think you were Daksh or who was responding?
yes sir, yes sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Daksh.
Sir,
Please.
सर जैसे कि पॉपुलेशन के कुछ सैंपल कलेक्ट करके उनको क्वेश्चन देना, सर सर्वे होता है, और एक होता है सर सेंसस। सेंसस में पे पूरी पॉपुलेशन कवर की जाती है और सर्वे में बस मतलब एक छोटा सा पार्ट पॉपुलेशन का।
Excellent, excellent, excellent. I think all you are great researchers. In any other option, another one answer, please. What is survey?
सर सर्वे को ये भी बोल सकते हैं दैट हम एक पॉपुलेशन में से हमें जैसे हमने जो केस स्टडी की थी उसमें भी सर जैसे शिवानी ने बोला कि वो लूज कर रहे थे कस्टमर्स, तो सर उसके लिए हम जैसे एक पॉपुलेशन में एक सर्टेन ग्रुप को टारगेट करके उसमें से हम डेटा एक्सट्रैक्ट करें कि ऐसा क्यों हो रहा था, पॉसिबल रीजंस क्या है, सर उसको भी एक तरह का सर्वे बोल सकते हैं।
Excellent. I think many excellent answers are coming. No, I think you have all understood. I don't know, you have prior exposure to research, but you are all answers are correct to my surprise. Very good, excellent, very good. But little bit of definition and all thing I will just run through. I think all of you are aware what I feel actually. So, but few definition, but there is something called error in research. Okay, now what I will cover the errors in research. Although today the time is less, just I will start that how errors can creep in. So whenever you are designing, see, there are two types of design in a research. One is research design, another is sample design. Sample design we don't have much in our syllabus actually, but still I will take one session on sample design, but we don't have much in our syllabus. So okay, I am strictly attached to the syllabus. But research design, right? So how to now research, how to design the research, whether we will do exploratory, descriptive or causal, or whether we will do survey, where if we do survey, in what will be my mode, telephonic, internet, right, or questionnaire, or self-administered, whether it should be qualitative, whether it should be quantitative, what sort of, this is called research design. So if you see, our syllabus is all about research design. So next day I will start with experimental research design, but a little bit of errors, how errors creep in, we should keep in our mind, right? So what are the research? So very quickly I will cover this quickly, 10 minutes left. Respondent. So I think you know all this. Who is a respondent? People who verbally answer an interviewer's question or provide answers to written question, right? He is or she is a respondent, right? Number one. So these are very simple definitions. I'm quickly running through. If you have any question, please ask. Sample survey. So what is a survey? A survey that emphasizes contacting respondents who are a representing sample of the, I think the Dux told this. So we generally go for sample survey. And as I told you, we never go to publish. 99.99% research are done on sample survey. So suppose election is going on, right? Election has been done in, in Bihar, the election results have come also. So see how sample, they took a sample of, I think 10,000 people or something, or 40,000 something, but voters might be say 10 crore, right? So always we take a sample. So it is called a sample survey, right? So what is the objective of survey, right? So as you know, survey attempts to describe what is happening, what people believe, or what is the opinion of the people, what they are liking, what they are disliking, or to learn the reasons for a particular business activity, why some companies is doing well, right? Why the people are leaving a company, why a product is doing well, why a product is not doing well, why a how to launch a new product, all how a customer recall a brand, what is the brand equity, brand recall, right? All this you can study, all these are survey, you can do survey and you can understand this. So survey research is descriptive research. By this time we know what is a descriptive research. So what it does now, number one, let me take the pen. Oh, it's my pen. Okay, just you can see my laser pointer. Okay, you can see the pointer, I think. So identify the characteristics of target market. Who are my segmentation targets? Segment STP, segmentation, targeting and positioning, right? So I think you know this concept, STP concept. So identifying, segment, targeting and positioning, how to position the brand. So identify characteristics of target market. What is the characteristics of the market? What is the income level? What is the customer profile? What is the customer income? Very important. I launch a say BMW car, but my respondents' income is only 1 lakh per month. Will they be able to buy? Very difficult. So measuring consumer attitudes. What is the attitude of a consumer? Whether they are satisfied, unsatisfied, loyal, disloyal, unloyal, right? We can measure consumer attitudes. Identifying information regarding activities that could make the company more green, recyclable. These days we are talking about green supply chain, green marketing, right? Green, all green. So surveys can be both quantitative and qualitative, right? Quantitative survey means generally we have used a questionnaire, or qualitative we have used a interview or a this ethnography, or we have done a focus group technique, FGT, focus group technique, right? So qualitative are interview, focus group technique, ethnography, and so on. So there are different methods, various methods. We will take up those. And quantitative, right? So what are the advantage of survey? What are the advantage of survey? Advantage of survey is it's gathering information via survey is quick, very quick. We can do survey, inexpensive, right? Efficient, and it is also accurate. So surveys are very quick, inexpensive, efficient, accurate. Now comes the error. This is the topic I wish to start today, but okay, no problem, we'll carry on. But yes, can anybody tell me what are the errors in survey research? What sort of error can happen? Yes, can anybody just tell? Let us just discuss conceptually today. What can be the errors in survey research?
Bias answer.
Yes,
Bias answer.
bias answer. It can be random sampling error. The error now you okay, you need to understand this. Let me explain. Error are generally two types actually. One is called random sampling error, and another is called systematic error. So if you see this, you can see my slide. Errors are of two types. One is random sampling error. From where this error is generated? This error is generated from sampling, which is less in our syllabus, but still I will explain this. सैम्पलिंग से जो एरर निकलता है, मैंने रॉन्ग सैंपल चूज कर लिया, मेरा सैंपल साइज रॉन्ग है, मेरा सैंपल हेट्रोजेनस नहीं है, होमोजेनस, एंड all those. So I have done a random, I have not done random sampling. The method that I have used convenient sampling, right? I have not done simple probability, just like the CR example. If you remember my CR example, I conveniently select two CRs. So what the class will say, sir is biased. Sir is biased to these students. He has selected the according to his convenience. But I selected the CR by doing some random selection, where the chance of selection was same for all the students. So it was a random. So whenever we don't do random sampling, there can be, suppose you have to do for 30 COs. You choose those COs whom you know, and you say that you form in the field. That's a biased error will creep in. That's not a good research, right? Systematic error. So what is a random sampling error? A statistical fluctuation. ये statistical fluctuation होगा that occurs because of chance variation, chance in the elements selected for a sample. Because what is a chance variation? Because I have not done random sampling, right? So there is a chance of variation. There is a chance of error, chance variation. I think all of you know this significance level concept, right? Daksh, what is significance level?
सर सिग्निफिकेंस लेवल लेकर चलते हैं क्या? नहीं इतना डेटा थोड़ा बहुत, मतलब स्टैंडर्ड एरर होती है वो, सिर्फ इतना एरर हो सकता है सर, ऐसे होता है। जैसे सर अल्फा होता है 1% हो गया तो 99% तक हमारा कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल रहेगा।
Why this error happens? Why this error 5% error क्यों होता है?
सर क्योंकि हम लोगों ने ये हो सकता है कि पॉपुलेशन डायनेमिक नहीं ली हो, और क्या बात है। जैसे सर अभी बिहार वाले इलेक्शन में भी हुआ था सर, एग्जिट पोल में कुछ और था सर और एक्चुअल में कुछ और हुआ।
यस, क्यों हुआ था? क्या, व्हाट डू यू फील? सी रियल लाइफ, वेरी गुड। व्हाई?
सर क्योंकि पॉपुलेशन पूरे स्टेट से उन्होंने नहीं ली होगी, किसी एक जगह से ली होगी, तो शायद सर इसलिए, क्योंकि अगर डाइवर्स होती पॉपुलेशन तो रिजल्ट शायद तो सेम आते दोनों की।
और सी दिस कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ साइलेंट वोटर इज कमिंग. व्हाट, हु आर दिस साइलेंट? व्हाई दे आर साइलेंट? Although I am not from politics, I should not discuss these things, but who are, so that is different issue. Let us not discuss. So let us be academic only. Okay. Okay. So, okay, our time is up today. Okay. So systematic error resulting from some imperfect aspect of the research design that causes respondent error or from a mistake in the execution of the research. So just a bird's eye view, all these types of error we have to study in our next session. So I will take up from this error part and we'll proceed. So if you see here, there are two errors. See my cursor. Random sampling error, sampling के वजह से जो error हुआ है, और systematic error, that means respondent के वजह से जो error हुआ है, या मेरा questionnaire design में जो problem हुआ है, right? So there are two types of error. See, total error is two types. Random sampling error, sample के वजह से जो error हुआ है, और systematic error, जो respondent गलत कर दिया, right? Respondent गलत टिक कर दिया, सब 555 कर दिया, आपका रिसर्च खत्म हो जाएगा वहीं पे. और एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एरर, administrative data processing, sample selection error, interviewer error. So in the next session we'll discuss all the types of error. There are huge, around 10 to 12 types of errors. So it will take almost half an hour. So we cannot start today, but we have to speed up. I may take one extra class also. Okay, let us stop. Okay, so is it clear now? Any questions, please ask. Any questions?
Sir.
So our syllabus is almost completed, barring I think I will record 2 more classes. So our syllabus will be complete. Midterm syllabus. Interim. Yes, any question? Yes, anyone? Yes, Daksh, any question?
Sir, clear है sir.
Clear hai? So I am going very
Yes,
slow,
sir.
but we now need to speed up. नहीं तो हमारा syllabus. I have to take one extra class. Let me see. Okay. Okay, so let us end today. We are already late by 5 minutes. Sir, we can end now.